Hi everybody, this is an update on the My Yard Sucks series. And as you can see, my yard still sucks. I cannot or could not figure out for the longest what was going on, and I think I now have it. I have figured it out, or at least I think I have, as to why my yard is in this condition. Okay, so when we came at the beginning of the spring, I resodded this area and this area. So three things have happened since then. And if you look back on my video, everything was pretty much going good. I've gotten some of this area to come back. Everything was going really, really good. Now what happened was I became distracted. Okay, so let's talk about distractions. My first distraction was I got a daughter. She's a senior in high school, and we were doing track and field, and you know how that goes. If you're a parent, you know how that goes. So I didn't realize that my water sprinkler down here and down here, there, and here, something bust up in this area, and it caused all of the water pressure to be low. So my yard started turning brown, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, my yard is turning brown. I need to water it more. Now, that said, it was raining every single day. It was a lot of rain. It was raining every single day, so I could not figure out, what was going on. So, moving on to, a little bit later, I decided, okay, I'm going to take one thing off of my plate, one thing. And so what I decided to do, I hired a company to come out and do my bug spray for inside and outside my house. They said that they would cover from the front of my yard all the way to the back. To I got this little retention pond back there, and they said they would do everything. So I relied on them to treat my yard for bugs, and that was a big mistake. I've done this before. I had a company called I won't say their name, whatever. I had another company, a reputable company here, and they were doing my yard. And after the holiday or after the winter was over, my yard completely was brown and dead. And so was my mom's, and so was my brother's. We stay on a different side of town, and the only thing that was the same is that we all use this same company. Now, that said, I hired a totally different company to come out, and they were supposed to be treating my yard. I relied on them. I don't know if you could see like this little I got moss and it's some of everything in here. Needless to say, whatever they treated it with was not very effective. What I usually use was way more effective, which is the Spectracide from the Home Depot, and that I had been using. Now, that said, I am no expert at yard care, but I have been able to maintain and do pretty well by my yard for about 4 years. So every time I deviate, or every time I have deviated from whatever I normally do, and try to hire a company to come out, this is kind of what happens. So I'm going to go back to square one. Very disappointed that my yard is looking the way it is looking, and not by this time it should be bounced back. It should be more green. It should be thriving. It should be growing out of control, because it's like 100 degrees here in Florida, but it is not. What is growing out of control is weeds. So I'm pulling weeds crazy, and that's because the yard is weak. Anytime the grass is weakened, you're going to see more and more weeds. So I have an area here. I will be getting down into this area a little bit deeper. I have come through and pulled a lot of weeds out of here, because as if you look at my video, you know that I like to pull my weeds and get that instant gratification, as well as I do not like to put the seeds back into my yard. But anyway, I will be out here once again pulling weeds. So this browning that you see, this is not from water, lack of water, or could I say, let's put it this way, it is for lack of water, but it's not. So what happens is, when you have bugs in your yard, they eat away at the St. Augustine grass's root. That root is like a straw that allows it to drink water. Without that root, it cannot drink water, and then it dies. When you get this, when this happens, you can water your yard until the sun comes goes down. You can water it sun up to sundown. It can be raining and getting enough water, but because it does not have a root system to support intake of that water, it will still die. And folks, that is what has happened here. I have allowed this company to come in and treat my yard for bugs instead of doing it myself as I used to. And that's why I feel like I'm not getting as much success. Now, if I find that is anything different, I will recant, but I doubt it. I've been out here pulling weeds, and what I find is that I have every bug imaginable. I have spiders, I have crickets, I have bugs that I don't know the name of, and bugs that I do. Nothing is immune to this yard, as I was told it would be. Oh, nothing will touch your yard. Everything will, we'll treat your whole yard from the front to the back. Well, folks, this is what I got for that treatment. That company's name begins with an A. They call themselves an environmental company, and I'm not going to say they're not. I'm just going to say that it did not work in North Florida. So here we go. We're going into the end of August. My yard is looking horrendous, which by this time it should be looking lovely. I have a few more months in the season because in Florida it stays pretty hot, so I'm still going to try my very, very best to rehab it this year. Needless to say, whether it's this year or early next year, it's got to be rehabbed. I cannot, this is a no-go. So stay tuned. I will let you know what happens. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to put down the Spectracide that I have. Went to the Home Depot, bought Spectracide. I'm going to put down Sunnyland formula, which is basically like Milorganite. It's like a natural, all natural. It's probably like cow manure or something like that. And then I'm going to put down as well some turf builder. So I'm going to see if I can at least stop the bug activity. I'm going to have to go really hard on it. If I notice that the yard is not growing or starting to bounce back within about 2 weeks, I'm going to come back out here and I'm going to do it all over again. So these are the steps that I'm going to repeat. This is what I'm dealing with. Brown patches in the yard. And as you can see, the bugs are enjoying themselves. So stay tuned. I will update you. Thank you. Bye.